Poland's current account deficit fell to 422 million euro at the end of November 22 against a deficit of 597 million euro recorded at the end of October, says Polish Central Bank. Market analysts expected the deficit to amount to 950 million of euro. Poland recording a 1.5 billion deficit in the trade of goods in November and a 2.94 billion surplus in services. The country is recording 1.79 billion euro deficit in primary income and 71 million deficit in secondary income. Exports of the goods in November grew by 20.3% year-on-year, and imports rose by 70.7% from November. According to December data, inflation at 16.6% in December is lower than expected, mainly due to the effect of lower heating costs. Central Statistical Office reported that December inflation of 16.6% year-on-year was lower than a month earlier when it stood at 75%. Some analysts predict that by the end of third quarter of 2023, inflation will fall below 10%. European countries still faced high inflation in December 2022, but some of them saw a slight ease thanks to a slowdown in energy price hikes. Hungary Consumer Price Index, CPI, a main gauge of inflation, increased 24.5% year-on-year in December, the highest rate since March 1996, and also the highest within the European Union, the country's Central Statistical Office said on Friday. A price rise of 44.8% was recorded for food in December compared to a year earlier, according to KSH. And official data also showed that Hungary's annual average inflation rate reached 14.5% in 2022, up from 5.1% in 2021. The slowdown in inflation in Poland was driven by lower food and energy price increases. Economists says that the inflation is expected to rise in January 23 because the Polish government resumes VAT on electricity, gas and fuel, and it will reach a peak in the following February. Consumer prices rose by average 7.1% in Finland in 2022, the highest increase in 40 years, Statistics Finland said on Friday. The inflation rate for consumer prices in Finland was only 2.2% in 2021. The current increase in consumer prices began in the second half of 2021, and subsequently the Ukraine crisis and related international sanctions meant prices began to rise steadily in May, peaking in December last year, according to Kristina Nieminen, chief actuary at Statistics Finland. Inflation in 2022 was mainly accelerated by increase in loan interest rates and surging food and energy prices. The CPI in France dropped by 0.1% on a monthly basis and rose 5.9% from a year ago in December 2022, the French National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies said on Friday. It also showed that France's annual inflation rate reached 5.2% year-on-year in 2022. The figure was only 1.6% in 2021. The rise in inflation was mainly caused by high cost of energy, food, services and manufactured goods. Among them, energy prices, food price and service price increased by 23.1%, 6.8% and 3% year-on-year, respectively, according to the French National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies. Spain's CPI rose 5.7% year-on-year in December, slower than the 6.8% increase in November, thanks to lower energy price increases, according to the data published by the Spanish Statistical Institute on Friday. The prices of food and non-alcoholic beverages increased by 15.7% year-on-year in December, remaining at high levels.